says Cordy.
Oh, and he's caught him again. That's a very, very big punch, and that's all over.
It's that sort of power which has seen Jimi Reynolds punch his way to the top of Australian boxing.
Some people say they've had it hard, but they don't realise how hard they've had it until you're stuck away from the ones you love for so long.
Just because he was in prison so much, I think they thought he was a danger, but he wasn't. But that was the social services in days, and they just decided to take us from the house until they thought we'd be safe. Yeah, that's what we did.
But it lasted a lot longer than everyone anticipated.
Sitting on my porch, drinking my wine.
I mean, how many hard times do you want to go into? His dad was, I know they loved him, but he was a bit of a cross to bear for him. So, these are the sort of things that he had to deal with.
Well, first time I ran away, I ran on my own. And I ran all the way without stopping from Worcester to Droitwich, till I knocked on the door. And about all that run, about half an hour later, the social services turned up. And before I knew it, I was back there again.
And I never thought that someone like you could love me the way that you do. 'Cause I know, and I never take more than I need. The more you're with me, the less that I bleed. 'Cause I know.
Jimmy was like one of the most popular people, if not the most popular person.
He's got a bit of persona about him that's different from a lot of people. He's a bit of an individual.
Like, people wanted to be Jimi Reynolds, his friend.
Could have found Richard up in his chosen profession
Sitting on my porch, drinking my wine. I feel good, I feel fine, 'cause I know.
He's always written poetry, which is mad, because like, some of the lads would have known that he'd have written poetry. They probably have laughed at him. But his biggest fear is losing, letting himself down. And I mean, one of the hard times was when he boxed. He boxed Mark Ramsey, who was an England international. Jimmy's dad, who was banned from all boxing events, had managed to disguise himself unbeknownst to any of us, and was in there. And the referee stopped the fight, and it was the end of Jimmy's boxing career as an amateur, because you could only ever get 2 fights a year as an amateur. Jimmy's dad ran across every dinner table, jumped into the ring and tried to stab Mark Ramsey with half a pair of scissors. His dad trained them as boxers. His mum, he calls his mum Mother Duck. She's only 4'8" or 4'9" or something like that. And she absolutely adores him.
I think he just wants to be famous.
He wants to be a star.
It's great to see that he had another talent, and that he's trying to fulfil it the same way he was doing boxing. He gave it his all when he boxed, and when he stopped, he stopped to have a little break, and obviously he's found something else, which is great. They say one door closed, another one open, so that's very good. And I remember going over and watching the Prince Naseem Hammett fight in London, and hadn't seen Jimmy for a little while, and then out of the blue I'd seen this guy be something down the dance floor. And lo and behold, it was Jimi Reynolds. didn't even go and say no. We just stargazed for a little while and watched this funny looking guy Jimmy dressed as pretty different to all of us, so we just watched him strutting his stuff on the dance floor. Was completely different to us guys. He's no shame at all there for Jimi Reynolds. Speaks of Jimmy the way he is, he's very easy to get on with. He was everybody's friend. He was, there to help as much as help himself. So yeah, just one of those kind of guys that would rather give than take, and there aren't too many people like that.
But I've always been interested in kind of music that comes out of, like has something to do with rebellion or oppression or something. I mean, if you're a fat white guy, you're not going to make good music. Most good songs have always been written by people who songs have all they've gotten. So when I kind of met Jimmy and he started playing me his songs, and you could see there was a bit of a spark there. Because he's not a technically good musician. He's more of someone who has a lot of good songs in his head. And I think they are also the people, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones were not good technical musicians. The guys from Led Zeppelin when they started weren't good technical musicians. Oasis, were probably pretty terrible when they first started playing, but what they did have was songs, and I think that's what Jimmy's got. What's important at the end of the day, and if you follow music back through the 20th century, is if you look at the blues and you look at soul music in America, you look at the English beat scene, most of it was about kids who didn't have very much except a good song and some good music to listen to. And I think that's exactly the scene that Jimmy and his friends have come out of,
I can spot talent when I see it. Jimmy's my colleague, he's like my brother. He's very cute, he's very charming, but he also comes across as really sincere.
With the songs he's writing now, that there are songs that people stick in people's head and they remember them and they sing them. And that's why I guarantee that someone will recognise that and he'll have a lot of success with that.